Hi class, welcome back for part 3 of our weekly narrated PowerPoint presentations. In this last presentation, I'm going to give a verbal description of your first graded assignment, which is the creation of a daily schedule. So the purpose of a daily schedule is to help children understand the flow of the day. It provides reassurance and consistency, and it must be appropriate to the ages and stages of the children in the group. Daily schedules should have minimal transitions and create reassurance and consistency for children. Classrooms should have picture schedules available for children to refer to throughout the day. Pictures can be illustrations. However, actual photographs of children engaged in each part of the daily routine are much more effective. For your first assignment, you are asked to create a daily schedule for one of the specified programs in the assignment description, which you will find in Module 1. The following slides will further describe the assignment details, so please return if you need an overview of verbal instructions. Okay, so what is included in a daily schedule? You should have meals and snacks if children are there for an extended period of time. There needs to be nap time or quiet time, outdoor times, group times, free choice, a balance between teacher-directed and child-directed activities, and really minimal transitions. You will need to include those items listed on the slide. You will need to consider time allocations for each activity. This will vary depending on the program that you select to create a schedule for. For example, toddlers will need longer for mealtime and rest time than children in a before and after school program. Also note that there are some licensing standards that impact full-day licensed childcare settings. You may need to do a little digging and a little research on your own to identify time allocations for nap time, mealtime, and outdoor time. Free play or free choice time should be a large chunk of uninterrupted time, 45 minutes to an hour, at least one time a day, sometimes two, especially if you're creating a schedule for an elementary program, kindergarten, or a full day licensed childcare program. So what should your actual daily schedule look like? I'm okay with handwritten daily schedules, or they can be typed. There really should be one picture for each activity and then times for each activity. So your daily schedule is meant to support you and the children. If you do choose to handwrite your schedule, use sentence strips to ensure neatness. If you type, your font needs to be at least 2 inches tall. Remember, it's the children that are accessing this. And if you're going to be using print, it needs to be large for them to be able to see and access. You should have one picture, then the stated activity, either typed or handwritten, and then the time that the activity occurs. So I provided a sample here for you, so you could see that whoever made this schedule in the picture has used a clock to identify time, and then the actual numerical time. There's a black line picture or illustration, and then the name of the activity. And you can see it's very neatly organized, and it's linear, so it just goes down the list of daily activities, so that if you were to walk a child over and say, we just got done with recess, now it's time for snack, what comes next? The child could identify, oh, it's writer's workshop. So just make sure that your schedule is clear and concise. Again, minimal transitions. It should be neat and it should be child friendly. So remember, this is to be hung up in a classroom. It should be neat and accurate and accessible to children. If the font is too small or sloppy, or the pictures don't match the activity, it will not be useful to children. You will create a daily schedule and upload a picture of the assignment in the Dropbox and Canvas. So you'll create something that looks similar to the one displayed, and you'll just take a picture for me so that I can see your work. Please note that this example is not perfect. Take a look at it. What do you notice? I noticed something right away. There are a lot of transitions. So if you're choosing a full day program, think 12 or less. If you pick a half day program, think 7 or less transition. So really be thinking about the order of your activities. What would a typical day look like? I recognize that for some of you this will be easy if you're already working in a center and you've already had to develop a schedule before. This should be super easy for you. If it's something you haven't done before, I suggest that you do a little research. Google pictures of daily schedules or look at Pinterest, but I need you to use a critical eye and really look at those transitions and the amount of time scheduled for each activity. Again, things like outdoor time, meal time, free choice time, those should be your larger chunks of scheduled time. Your teacher directed time, like circle time and small group time, those should be shorter and really take into consideration children's attention spans. Remember, children that are between the ages of 3 and 5 probably can sit for about 3 minutes at a time in one activity. And so if you're at circle time, it might take 3 minutes to read a story, and then you need to stand up and do some music and movement, and then maybe a finger play. So just remember, the things that you choose for your schedule should take into consideration the development of the children in the group. All right? So please let me know if you have questions about this. If you have questions about how to upload to Dropbox, let me know. I'm glad to help you. All right, let's look at what's coming up next week. Next week, we are going to be looking at patience versus understanding and mistaken behavior. Some of you may have taken Intro to Early Childhood Education here at Pierce College before, so this chapter on patience versus understanding is going to look very familiar to you when you read it, and it should, and for good reason. We will talk more about that next week. All right, everybody, have a great week. I'll see you online.